Okay, welcome to Ability Uganda e-learning. As I said, my name is Nelson, as you can see here, it's number, and we are still moving on with our lesson, that is understanding fractions and its operations. So in our recent video, we are able to look at what we call ordering fractions, and in ordering fractions, we are still looking at how can we arrange these fractions according to the smallest or to the biggest. So we had explained how do we order this fraction and how do we come to an answer and say that really this is what, this is the smallest or this is the biggest. We handled a couple of methods, and in these methods we are able to understand how we can really make it. So this is one of the examples we are able to do, and we said one, when you are given fractions of this kind, we first look out for the what? For their lowest common multiple among them, then you multiply by their lowest common multiple for you to come up with an answer. So we said that we also need to understand how we get a multiple of a number. So we say the multiple of a number is just a number that is multiplied. It is a product of another number. So we went ahead and explained. So we are going to try out today some of these questions from the concept that we are able to learn. So I'd like you pay some attention such that you can be able to understand some of the tricks. If you are rushing, if you are in an exam and you want to find out how you can really make it right. Okay, so we have been given these examples of ours. They are saying arrange the fraction below in descending. So when we say that when you talk about descending, they are meaning from the biggest, okay, order. So here they are saying decreasing, biggest to the smallest. Okay, so these are our questions that has been given, and we need to give solutions to these problems. Right, so let's get started. You can see here we have a couple of them. We have a couple of them, and in this couple of them we are having our part A as 1 out of what? Our part A is 1 out of what? 1 out of 3, as you can see, with 1 out of 2 here. Also with 1 out of what? 1 out of 5. Then our part B we are having 1 out of 2, then 1 out of 5. It is 5 out of 6, okay? 5 out of what? 5 out of 6. Then 1 out of 3. Then our part C. Our part C is 1 out of 3. Okay, as you can see here, then 2 out of 3, then 1 out of 6. So they want us to arrange these numbers. Let us first work out our number 1. Let's first work out our what? Our number 1. Work out our number 1. Okay, so for us to be able to come up with our number 1, our number one. Okay, let's work out our number 1. So in the activity we have been given activity our number 1, activity number 1. We have been given these fractions, which is 1 out of 3, then 1 out of 2, then 1 out of 5. These are our fractions. They want us in descending. They told us decreasing, okay? So how do we come up with this? One, we said we look for the multiples. Method 1, you can say method 1. Method 1, get the lowest common multiple. Then we look at the multiples of 3, then multiples of 2, then multiples of 5. Okay, so we said for us to be able to get multiples of these numbers, we can say our 3 times what? I mean 1 times 3, because we say the multiple of a number is a product of that number. Here we can get our what? Our 3. So we can use this method for us to get the what? To get the lowest common multiple. Or let me write here. Or we can say LCM is going to be equal to 3 times 2 times 5. So when you also multiply these numbers of ours, we can also still come up with the what? With the LCM. So let's multiply them without going far. We are going to have our 6 times 5. What do we get here? We get our 30. So we are going to consider our 30 as the what? As the lowest common multiple. Okay? So when you consider our 30 as the lowest common multiple, that simply means we shall now get our fractions, which is 1 out of 3. Then we multiply it by our 30, which is the lowest common multiple. Then we should be able to get an answer, okay, by 3, 1, 3, 10. Okay, so this simply means here we have 10. And then when we also try out another one, which is 1 out of 2. Okay, let's write it here, still have space. We have another one which is what? Which is 1 out of what? Out of 2 times 30 by 2, 1, 30 divided by 2, we get 15. Okay? Then we can also still try out another number which is 1 out of what? 1 out of 5 times 30 by 5, 1 by 5, what do we get? What is 30 divided by 5? Someone with an answer. We have our 30 divided by what? Divided by 5. We get our 6. So this simply means here is equal to 6, here is equal to 15. Now here they want us to arrange it in descending order. Descending order. So in our descending order now, we shall now be able to look out the one which is the biggest, then small, from the biggest to the smallest. So now we shall be able to say that our number, which was 1 out of 3, then 1 out of 2, then 1 out of 5, is going to be equal to our biggest number, which is what? We have a 15 and a 10, then 6. It's going to be 1 out of what? It's going to be 1 out of 2. Okay, I'm going to rub out this one, and then comma 1 out of which other biggest? 1 out of 3, then 1 out of 5. Okay, so now here you can see we have been able to get what? Let me get an eraser here. Okay. Let me come back and get my pen. We are saying now that our biggest number is what? Is 1 out of 2, which is a half. then 1 out of 3, which is 3/3, then 1/5. Okay, so now we can say that our number 1 is what? Our part A is done. This is our what? This is our answer. Then we come to our part B. Our part B, they wanted us to arrange. We have 1 out of 2, comma. Then we have 5 out of 6. Then we have what we call 1 out of 3. We said we can look out for what? We can look out for lowest common multiple is going to be equal to 2 times 6 times 3. We get the product here. Now product here is going to be, what is 2 times 6? We have a 12. 12 times 3. What is our answer here? We have our 12 times 3. This 3 times 2, 6. Okay, we shall have our 6 here. 3 times 2, we have a 6. 3 times 1 is 3. So our answer is 30 what? 36. Okay, so now we are going to use our 36 as our LCM for this number. Okay, so let me get something like a wrap. So get somewhere to write. Okay, let me wrap this one. Let me wrap out this one. Okay, let me wrap out this one, such that we can now get somewhere to write. Okay, so this is, so we are saying our LCM from here. LCM is equal to, our LCM is equal to what? Is equal to 30 what? 36. So now let's use our method. You say 1 out of 2 times 36. Then we should also be able to get an answer here. What is by 2, 1 by 2? How do we get 36 by 2? How about 36 by what? 36 divided by 2. We shall be able to get our answers here as 18. So we also get another one, which is 5 out of 6. It's going to be 5 out of 6 times 30 what? 36. So what is by 6? 1 by 6. 36 divided by 6. We get what? We get 6. So here our answer is 6. We also have another one, which is 1 out of 3 times 36 times what? Times 36. So we should say 36 divided by 36 divided by what? Divided by 3. Our answer here is what? Someone need an answer? By 3, 1. 36 by 3 shall get our 12. Okay, so this simply means that we have our first number having 18. Okay, our other number is having 6. Another number is having 12. So which one is the biggest? We want to arrange them accordingly. You can say therefore from the biggest to the smallest, we have our 1 out of 2 as the biggest. Then we have also 1 out of 3. Okay, then also 5 out of 6. Okay, so this also gives us an answer that this is how our number should be arranged, from the biggest to the smallest. So we also still have our last number here. Our last number here, we are going to also to rub out this to make our last number from here. We are going to rub out this. Okay, we are going to rub out this to write our last number. So our last number was what? Our part C was 1 out of 3, 2 out of 3, 1 out of 6. So let's also still do what? Let's also still calculate this number of ours. Okay, so we are having our number part C. We are having 1 out of 3. Then we have 2 out of 3. Then we also have 1 out of 6. So we also want to arrange this. We said we can first get the lowest common multiple. We are saying we can say this 3 times 3 times 6. So our LCM here is going to be what? 3 times 3, 9. 3 times 3 we get 9. What is 9 times 6? 9 times what? 9 times 6. What do we get here? We get our 54. Okay, so this simply means we are now going to use our 54 as our common what? Common multiple. So we say 1 out of 3 times 54. Okay, times what? Times 54. So by 3, 1 by 3. Say 54 divided by what? Divided by 3. Cool. So when divide 54 by 3, we get our 18. Then 1, what is the next? Is 2 out of 3 times 54. This is 1. This is 18. Okay. Get our 18 times 2. So here we are getting our what? Our 18. Then here we say by 3, 1, then 54 by 3 we get 18. 18 times 2. Here we shall get our 36. Also have another number which is what? 1 out of 6 times 54. Okay, so we say by 6, 1. Say by 6. What is 54? What is 54 divided by 6? 54 divided by 6. Someone with an answer? Okay, we get our 9. So this simply means we have 9 here. So from here now we can say our part, which is our fraction, which is 1 out of 3, then 2 out of 3, then 1 out of 6. We say in, okay, we say in descending order is going to be equal to remember we are starting from the what? From the biggest. Here we have our answers 18, we have 36, we have 9. The biggest is 36. So we are going to take our 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 is the biggest. Then also we have 18 and 9. We have 1 out of 3 followed by 1 out of 6. So this is how it should be arranged. Okay, so we can see that here we have been at least able to find our answers very quickly using this method, not first arranging all the multiples and you look out for the what? For the lowest common multiple among all. So you can be using this method, it is quick, you can use it to make you answer the question very quickly. So to make a recap, please be able to first find out the what? The LCM. So when you find out the LCM, it helps you to now multiply by the LCM. Then you can be able to come up with the answer very quickly. Alright, so hope everyone has been able to pick out something. For us, we shall be able to make you understand and make you do it well. So for this, I do say thank you very much for being part of this lesson. We shall be continuing with our question that is remaining, and we see also how do we answer it until it is complete. Alright, please be able to check out on our playlist for you to get some more missed lessons, and also subscribe for you to get some upcoming lessons. God bless you.